Well, Lena, Wisconsin, we are going back truck racing to finalize the day. We still have Pro 4 yet to come, but first, Pro Spec. We have a host of great race car drivers in this field.
Yeah, I think the fans know by now this is maybe the most fun truck class that we have in all of Champ Off-Road, Sportsman or Pro. Love the characters in this class. Love the amount of drama that we see as you look at your lineup. Couple of teenagers, Draxton Szymik, Avery Hemmer on the front row. Hemmer fresh off career win number 2 in round 9 yesterday. And then the leaders among the old guys, Nick Visser, Chris Vandenelsen in row 2. Thriller Wyatt Miller and Jacob Wiedmeyer in row 3. Braden Beauchamp and Dylan Parsons in row 4. Ronald Kosiza and Gavin Plummer in row 5. Row 6 is Wesley Vandevoort and Justin Tesmer. And Parker Frank and Nick Axelson alongside one another in row number 7. And yet again, the top qualifier, the Yokohama top qualifier for Pro Spec is Chris Vandenelsen, that number 66 truck.
Yeah, this weekend really quick. Looking to continue his streak, sweeping the weekend at Visser Motorpark. That was his consecutive win.
Yeah, had some bad luck yesterday, unfortunately.
There's Chris.
But Vandenelsen's efforts yesterday were just enough to put him in the points lead. He's got a 7-point margin over Nick Visser. Another 10 back, Avery Hemmer sits in 3rd, but it's tight among the top 3 in points in Pro Spec.
Well, here we go, Shane. Avery Hemmer, Draxton Szymik gonna lead us to the green flag. Here we go, round 10.
Szymik able to gain the upper hand, and oh no, Nick Visser in big trouble. Visser all the way around in turn 1. Wiedmeyer ends up on his lid. Plummer, Kosiza, Parsons, Tesmer all collected in that incident.
Oh, bummer deal for a couple of those drivers here early. Draxton Szymik putting it up on the bicycle.
Oh, this track is already out to get these drivers.
They really didn't do any track prep. We were talking about that on commercial break. They just left the track the same, threw some water down. It's really tricky.
Yeah, I think these drivers are a little bit more to a more fully prepped racetrack. They're up against it throughout this one. It's still lap 1 and already a whole truck starting to shed some body paint.
And it looks like it's the second half of the race this early, and it's not. That's how wore in the track is. We're going to take another look at what went on here in turn 1. Wyatt Miller bumped him.
It all started with Miller being a little too aggressive there. He sent Visser into the spin cycle. Meanwhile, Parsons was getting into Wiedmeyer, who had nowhere to go anyways. Kosiza went around as well in a separate little stack up there. Fortunately, everybody able to get back, face the right direction.
Man, they're tiptoeing so much here so early. Avery Hemmer in that FXR truck did a lot of damage in round 9, taking that big win. Everybody looking to take her down today. Draxton Szymik, this is hometown track, Shane.
Yeah, trying to bounce back from some tough luck yesterday. Everybody was really aggressive in round number 9. As you see the Toys for Trucks, Kenda Tires machine of Parsons down in the hot pit, getting a new tire, no doubt. His tire went down after that contact in turn 1.
Yeah, it just seems like Parsons ran into so much trouble this year. Got a win, but other than that, he's just been fighting a good fight.
We'll reset the order for you. Draxton Szymik out front, Avery Hemmer second, Chris Vandenelsen in the final podium spot. Then it's Thriller Wyatt Miller, Braden Beauchamp, excuse me, and Nick Visser in 6th.
Yeah, you see Beauchamp working his way up into the field. There is Vandenelsen right above him, trying to hunt down Avery Hemmer. See, a couple of them must have been talking to their spotter about that bottom line. It's Draxton Szymik having issues.
Uh-oh. I was looking at Vandenelsen, who carried out a little bit wide and bounced off the concrete barrier. But yeah, Szymik actually got up there from Vandenelsen.
Yeah, I don't know what went on there. Might miss the gear or whatever coming out of that turn. Now Visser getting by. Beauchamp moves him out of the way.
Yeah, and Szymik was about to lose another spot there. Something has gone sideways for the 94 Szymik, and that puts Hemmer out front. just where she missed yesterday in round number 9.
Unbelievable run for Avery Hemmer, Shane. That track is just gone as we're going to take another look at what happened. Watch this little bump.
Yeah, Szymik was trying to get back down to the bottom onto that dark dirt. Hard to say who's at fault there, and it's not our call to make, thankfully. So Van den Elzen slots into second, Miller into third, and here's Visser now up into fourth. He is going to work on the thriller.
Oh,
trouble for...
Oh,
that was
no.
Hemmer.
Yeah, that's Avery Hemmer. I thought it was Van den Elzen. That was Hemmer that went around.
So Hemmer off the racetrack. Chris Van den Elzen now out front. And that again has huge points implications. Hemmer was third in the points.
Look at Hemmer.
Today.
Hemmer
Just
gave
like that.
Hey, Shane, sorry to cut you off. Hemmer gave Visser a little tap going in and it crossed them all up. He's going to have to go back to work once again.
Yeah, Visser going to put up with too much of that either. We know that from seeing him race over the last few years. He gives a little shove back there.
Yeah, he's used to get beat banged around. Just keep moving forward. Look at him getting crossed up on entry. He can't do that.
Oh man, still trying to get back up. Hemmer was out of shape too, and Hemmer's going to go all the way around.
Yeah, Visser's going to help her finish that deal.
Well, Visser really had no choice. He could have put it in park. That was about his only other choice. Then he just decided to keep on trucking and go through the bedside. Get on with his race as we look back up front. Wyatt Miller trying to hunt down Chris Van den Elzen.
Yeah, the thriller Wyatt Miller is definitely hard on the loud pedal, trying to hunt down the next entire ride. I'm going to look at what went on with Avery Hemmer.
Yeah,
this got in a little too hot and heavy.
That's the spin that cost her the lead, and then later on, same story, just loops it. Visser had nowhere to go.
No.
And Beauchamp was pushing on Visser's back bumper anyway, so those two just had to, unfortunately, send Avery the rest of the way around.
We always talk about it when you're in those positions. It don't take much of a bump to get you to go all the way around on this ice rink down on that inside.
Look at Van den Elzen. That's the highest we've seen anybody run all weekend through turn 2. He's just looking for a little bit of grip.
Just hear him bouncing it off the rev limiter. Stop going over that finger jump.
Be coming to the halfway point this next time by as Visser now starting to creep up on Miller once again.
Boy, look at how slow they're going through there.
Yeah, everybody being really conservative here, just trying to preserve and maintain, but halfway point has been reached. Chris Van den Elzen picks up a couple bonus points. Miller and Visser in the top 3 here at the break. Szymik and Beauchamp also with a really good pace throughout that first half.
Yeah, you wonder what happened to Draxton there. He just made that bobble, costing him many spots. We'll see if he can redo that setup on that truck for himself. You know, you went in there, just made that mistake. You got to know where your brake bias is on these trucks. You got to know how far is too far when you're entering, and it's just a ballet dance. You got to carry that rear of that truck as Wyatt's going to try to cool down those tires a little bit, go in that loamy soil. See that a lot in dirt track.
One truck did pull into the hot pit here at halfway. It was Gavin Plummer. All they did was rip off some loose fiberglass and sent him on his way. So Plummer to the hot pit, but still on the lead lap. Before we get back to it, we'll check in trackside with Haley for an update on this Pro Spec race.
Well, I've been hanging out in the work area, and everyone down there has been making quick work of the drivers who have had to make a pass through that section. But what we're watching on track now, I just saw that last lap before this competition yellow. Nick Visser just clocked the fastest time of the race so far with a minute flat. So Nick Visser, he's always exciting. At any given point of any given race, I think he's going to continue to bring it in the second half. And again, topping the time charts right now, sitting third in this race, Nick Visser.
Yeah, he's aggressive though, Haley, right? He came out of the super stock truck division. He knew what it was to show up without body panels at the end of the day. So he is going to fight the good fight, like I like to say. He's not done yet. That hood, they can replace it, I promise.
Look how far Visser has already come, too. Remember, he spun on the start of this race.
Well, here we go. It's Van den Elzen, Miller, Visser.
Thriller Wyatt Miller right down across the blue groove and hard into the bedside of Van den Elzen. And Visser had to check up to not clean out Miller on exit from turn 1. So already a little bit dicey here on lap 1 of this restart. Now Szymik trying the high side, trying to get past Visser. It looks like he'll be able to get that pass completed.
Yeah, down in this infield section, this is the only way that you can get grip is down on that inside. But over in the infield, there's no grip on the bottom. You have to commit to that outside. Watch Van den Elzen putting that right rear right on that cushion. Crossing back over. He's feeling really comfy right now.
Miller able to once again get to the bedside of Van den Elzen, but no closer.
Look at they're tied together.
Yeah, Thriller starting to feel the pressure from Szymik. Here comes another charge by Visser. Oh, and Van den Elzen there.
Yeah, he scrubbed some speed. The Thriller Wyatt Miller, that's Chevrolet trying to reel him back in. Now Draxton picking up that third spot.
Nice recovery though by Van den Elzen to hold on to the lead through turn 1. Oh, and Miller puts it up on the bike a little bit. Further back, you saw Braden Beauchamp working on Visser.
Yeah, great drive for Braden once again. First season in the Pro Spec division.
Man, Van den Elzen, another little bobble there. Stayed committed to running right across the blue groove through turn 3, but I think Chris has to abandon that and try something a little bit different.
Yeah, because you do not want to run that cushion on certain areas when Wyatt gets up behind you like that, because he's going to try to sneak underneath and use you as a burn.
Oh, further back, Szymik in some trouble. He's going to go off the racetrack. Visser now into 3rd. Beauchamp now into 4th.
This isn't over yet, Lena. The Thriller Wyatt Miller putting down some quick times.
Look at the smoke off of Van den Elzen's tires driving across that blue groove. This track is all the way used up. Van den Elzen staying way to the high side through turn 2. That is for sure the best line through there. And this is where Van den Elzen's been struggling big time.
Yeah, he's going to commit to the top. He's going to stay. He needs to just commit more up to the top and carry that all the way around. He hits the berm.
Saw a glimpse of a truck upside down in the rhythm section, and I think that's Gavin Plummer in a really precarious spot. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a full course yellow come out here momentarily.
Oh boy, Shane, this could get good here. We might tighten him back up. There is Van den Elzen in that 66.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Full course caution is going to come out here. Chris Van den Elzen is the leader. Under 60 seconds remaining. First, we'll make sure Gavin Plummer is doing all right inside that number 98. They've already got that truck. All signs pointing to Gavin being all right.
Yeah, they're going to get Gavin Plummer's truck back on its wheels. A lot of fiberglass damage. Hard to see anything else from this point. Front bumper bent in. Just hope he's okay. It's going to get good, Shane. Crosiza coming in the pits. He's got more damage, I think, than just the right front tire. Have to wait and see.
Yeah, it looks like that truck is pretty well twisted up. They had to lift up on the truck just to be able to get the jack under the front of it. All signs pointing to 1 lap remaining when we get back to it. So green and white at the same time. Not official yet. They were still talking about it in by scoring and timing, and it seemed like that's the way that we would go.
Yeah, it seems about right. We lost the time clock there before that rollover. Tough break for Wiedmeyer, seeing him sit down in the middle of that track. And
yeah, the rookie Wiedmeyer showed some speed this year.
Lots of speed.
He found out what Pro Spec looks like here at Dirt City. Ended up upside down yesterday and out of this one early.
Look at the rookie Braden Beauchamp in the top 4 on this restart.
Well, that's another guy that came out of Super Stock Truck and still races Super Stock Truck. Those races fall apart like this every time they hit the racetrack. So, Braden, this is nothing new to him, just like it's nothing new to Nick.
And look who he's behind, right? They're going to try to follow. It's Vandenels and Miller, Visser, Beauchamp, top 4. We're back green flag racing. There it is. The white flag's out at the same time.
A one-lap sprint, a brawl for it all here in Pro Spec. Look at Visser muscle his way to the front.
That is exactly what he did. He waited for that opportunity. Now Visser
that was a big
takes
time
that lead.
Big time move by Visser on that restart. Vandenel's able to hold on to second. Miller now in third. There was a lot more shuffling going on further back. It's like Draxton Szymik able to get by Beauchamp.
Well, you got to remember, Nick Visser has the fastest lap of the race, and look where he's at. He's out front, getting a lot of grip on that top. Vandenel's and losing more ground.
Man, what a restart. What a finish to this race by Visser if he can bring it home. One last time down into the final turn.
Man, he earned this one. Getting beaten, banged around. Now his eyes are set on the checkered flag. Round 10 winner, Nick Visser.
And that is going to tighten up the points a little bit between him and Vandenels, and single-digit point lead for Vandenels and Lena over Nick Visser. That's how close it is here in Pro Spec.
Boy, is he a happy race car driver.
That is a huge win for Visser. How about Wyatt Miller, after all the bad luck he's had, finally back on the podium here in round 10?
Yeah, great to see the Thriller back up on the podium. Man, Bark River's right around the corner. You imagine Pro Spec
it's going to be
the
chaos.
big track.
Going to be wild up there. Szymik finishes 4th when it's all said and done. Another good day for the rookie Beauchamp, top 5 finish. And the margins are so close in Pro Spec. Yesterday's winner, Avery Hemmer, 6th in round 10 today.
Wow.
What a difference a day makes.
Yeah, it fluctuates so much in this class, and I just love to see the numbers. Well, we're going to take another look at how Nick Visser got this job done. Watch, he just forced the issue here, didn't make any contact until right there.
To throw your truck across the blue groove like he did and just trust that it was going to stick, because he never really got into Vandenel's.
No, he didn't.
He didn't touch him.
He caught that edge and it pulled him around.
He went full send through that truck into turn 1, and unreal. What a move there by Visser. See Dustin Pence giving him a hug. Pence, of course, built that brand new truck for Visser in the offseason. Can't wait to hear what they have to say up on the podium after that one. We'll find out in just a few moments. And then it's time for Pro 4 here at the Dirt City Off-Road National. Don't go anywhere.